Some of you guys were soaking your Indomie in a bucket and you want to deny it now. Stop it. Hey guys, I can't believe it's September already and it is back to school time for most people. I mean, like I said, for us grown folks, it's been 3 years since I graduated from university, 7 years since I graduated from my last year of high school, and it's been 9 years since I graduated from the British School of Lomé boarding school in Togo. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my favorite snacks that I had to bring to school, because when you're getting ready to go back to boarding school, you have to bring your clothes. Luckily in my school we have uniform, so day-to-day school you have to bring your uniform. You'd wear your uniform, then after when you're going for prep and things like that, and obviously you have to bring your clothes to bath up for any social parties, any school parties. We used to have movie nights. People would bath up for movie nights. If you don't know what bath up means, it just means dress up in Niger slang, because 99.9% of my school was Nigerian, and then you had us Cameroonians that, you know, we just had to adjust. So the suitcase I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is my school snack suitcase. Now, we all had to bring our own snacks because my school used to provide snacks, but then you also needed your own snack. Our own, we used to call it locker food. I know in some schools they just used to call it stock. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys my all-time snacks that were either my favorite snacks to bring or necessities. So I hope you guys like this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comment section. Number 1, Indomie noodles. Tastes great. I used to bring 2 cartons of Indomie. 1 carton was just for me to eat, and then the next carton was for me just in case I just needed somebody to do a favor for me. You didn't know when you need someone to do something for you and you needed a currency, and Indomie was the currency. So you know, that's why I always used to bring it. If I didn't bring it, what I'll do is when I'd come to because I used to fly over, right? I used to live in Ivory Coast, or at some point I used to live in Tunisia. So we would fly over, my parents would just give me money, so when I come to school I could just buy it while I was in Togo. Number 2, cereal. And when I'm talking about cereal, I'm talking about your Frosted Flakes. I never even used to say Frosted Flakes. Frosties, your Cocoa Pops, your Rice Krispies, and also your cereal bars, because you have to bring your own like cereal bars type stuff. So I used to bring that too. Obviously, if you had cereal, you had to have milk, and we weren't about to bring, I'm like, liquid milk.
People are like, what?
Everybody just brought powdered milk, so you had your choice of cowbell, our milk, Nido, pig milk. So I lived in Ivory Coast, so the most accessible milk to me was Nido, so that's what I used to bring as my milk. You bring your milk, you have to bring your sugar. You bring your sugar, you have to bring your Milo. We also had our like fancy chocolates, right? So everybody bought their Twix. Everybody's like, Twix is fancy if you're bringing like Twix all the way from Ivory Coast and stuff like that. Like, that's a pretty expensive purchase. Or if you were even more fancier, you bring your Twix from Ivory Coast, you go to Jand or Yankee for the summer, and then you now bring in your Twix from Yankee, or you bring in your Twix from Jand, and trust me, there's a difference. You know, as you get closer to either your midterm or the end of the school year, depending on when you could go back home, your stock began to diminish. So you then got back to your basic snacks. Now, some people want to act fancy, some people want to act fancy, but we all had Gary as our locker food. We all had Gary. I had Gary, and the people who were acting too fancy that they won't bring their own Gary, then at the end of the school year they'll be like, can I please have your Gary? Can I please have? And of course now there was so much Gary, you always had to share it. But what you do is you do your water Gary. The basic recipe is your Gary, your water, your milk, your sugar, If you want to be a bit more fancy, you add some groundnut that you got from your sweet lady. If you want to be even more fancy, you add some Milo. I know some of you guys are going to be like,
ew, you added Milo to your gari.
you have not tried anything until you try Milo in your gari. That thing was delicious. Now, even more and more basic, your cabin biscuit. I'm talking about your trusted Oxford cabin biscuit, because that was the delicious one. No argument here. Anyway, I always used to have that. And then like you guys know, I'm from Cameroon, but I grew up in Ivory Coast, and when I was in boarding school, I used to get my snacks mainly from Ivory Coast. So tell me how. I always used to have friends, because most of the school was Nigerian, so I always used to have friends who used to hook me up. Like, I would either bring my parents would usually give me some money to buy my snacks in Togo. I used to have a very good friend who used to bring me lacasera. If you guys don't know what lacasera is, it's a very popular drink that I don't know if it's from Nigeria, but I know my Nigerian friends used to bring it for me. So a lot of my friend, I used to have a very good friend that used to bring me a crate of lacasera. And then I used to also have a friend that used to bring me gala. So luckily for us, we used to have a fridge in our boarding house, so you could put your stuff in there. Some people didn't have fridge. What people are looking at. Some of you guys know that your boarding school did not allow you guys to have fridge. Some of you guys know that your school did not allow you to cook your indomie. We actually had stove so we could cook our indomie. Some of you guys were soaking your indomie in a bucket, and you want to deny it now. Stop it. So yeah, so I used to have a friend that used to bring me gala. I've never been to Nigeria, but I can tell you right now, I've had Mr. Biggs. The chicken is delicious. And then the Napoleon, it's called Napoleon, right? Napolitan, whatever it's called. That cake where you have vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate from Mr. Biggs. I've eaten that one too. Yeah, so I used to have a friend that used to bring me gala, and then I used to have a friend that used to bring me lacasera. So I know a lot of people who went to boarding school, and I know it's a very common thing across the African continent. I have a lot of Nigerian friends who went to boarding school in South Africa, Zambian friends who went to boarding school. Very common in Cameroon. I went to boarding school, my parents went to boarding school, my whole family went to boarding school. Basically, if you went to boarding school, let me know if you guys were allowed to bring snacks, what you guys brought, what you guys thought were essential in your school. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.